A few weeks ago, we put up a video on how to improve your writing score by better concluding your ideas in your body paragraphs. Today, we're going to look at how we can improve our speaking score using some of the techniques we talked about in that video. As a former IELTS speaking examiner, one of the most common things I would see is flat intonation or flat and rising intonation. People would talk like this, they would end the sentence coming up, or they would just talk like this and it would be flat for a very long time and there would be no variation. Now, as an IELTS examiner, that limits how high a score I can give you in your pronunciation. So let's take a look at a quick hack to maybe get over that 6 level and up into the higher scores. Now, as you know, pronunciation is 25% of your speaking score. So it's really important that you give it some attention. This isn't just about your accent or the individual sounds you make. It's about the rhythm and the dynamic of your speaking. Now, a few weeks ago, we saw some of these sentences. The more expensive the food, the better the quality. Or I think there will be more options. Now, for the students I work with, this is one area where they can quickly make a big difference in their pronunciation score. Certain words are very predictable in any language, including these comparative or superlative words. In this case, more, better. These are words that we use all the time, and they're not wrong, but we can actually use them to improve our pronunciation score by adding stress to them. So instead of saying, the more expensive the food, the better the quality, I would say, the more expensive the food, the better the quality. So notice how I stress the word and then my intonation falls. The more expensive the food, the better the quality. I'm not just keeping that straight. The more expensive the food, the better the quality, or the more expensive food, the better the quality. The more expensive, the better the quality. The other example here is the same. In the future, I think there will be more options. And the beautiful thing here is that once you hit that stress, your intonation automatically falls. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're possibly thinking, the reason my intonation goes up is I'm nervous, and I understand that. So this technique will give you something to be a little bit more confident about when you're preparing for your test, and then when you sit the test, you just relax and do what you've practiced. Read that sentence. Maybe take a moment right now, pause the video, and read it out loud using that technique we just talked about. Okay, great. So you possibly read the sentence this way. If the food is more expensive because the restaurant has a famous chef, then the food would probably be better. Now I know what you're thinking. I also added some stress to other words, and that's fine. That's great. These words, more, better, are just more predictable, and we can build habits around those words. And of course, this isn't the only way to think about this. This is just one technique, one type of repetitive word that you can practice adding stress to when you're preparing for your IELTS test. Let's try again. So in this example from a few weeks ago, take a minute, pause the video, and read it to yourself a few times. Maybe the second or third time, really try to add stress to the words that you want to add emphasis to. All right, now I hope you paused the video. Maybe it sounded like this. They definitely should. If kids learn to eat healthily from a young age, they'll have better eating habits as they get older. If they have good eating habits, they'll perform better in school, and this will hopefully lead to more opportunities for them in the future. Okay, so this might be a new idea for you, and it's quite a bit of information to get, but it's one that you can start practicing immediately and very quickly. Let's take a look at this one again. If kids learn to eat healthily from a young age, they'll have better eating habits as they get older. If they have good eating habits, they'll perform better in school. and this will hopefully lead to more opportunities for them in the future. All right, that's all for today, you guys. It's very simple, but it's a single, very effective way that you can boost up that pronunciation score, and more importantly, just be a little bit clearer with what you're saying. Make sure you get out there and practice. And as always, a really good way to make sure that you're improving is to get feedback. One of the things we do offer here at E2 is tutorials and mini mock tests, opportunities for you to get feedback from a E2 IELTS expert. And if you haven't seen that video from a few weeks ago, check it out. It's in the description, and I'll see you next time.